Hey guys, welcome to Big Faction. In today's video, we will speak about ONDC, the revolution of e-commerce in India. Despite a massive boom in India's e-commerce ecosystem, its share in India's total retail ecosystem is still a tiny one in contrast to its massive physical commerce industry. This share further goes down in small towns and rural areas. The bottleneck lies in the current platform-centric structure of the e-commerce value chain, where a buyer and a seller can only transact through the specific platforms that they are both listed on. Let's understand this with an example. A buyer needs something, logs onto her favorite app, searches for the item, and finds limited options to buy. She has to juggle between multiple apps to find more options. And there are so many other sellers not available on the app that the buyer uses. And they could potentially have offered her better options in terms of price, quality, and delivery. But alas, she has no way to discover them. On the other hand, a typical seller usually lists themselves on a limited number of apps. Guess what? There are several other apps from which buyers are ordering the same item where he is not registered. This is a massive missed opportunity for the seller. Besides, the seller is also bound by the terms and conditions of the app he sells from. And needless to say, building their own platform is not feasible for most. These sellers find that it's complex and expensive to set up the entire e-commerce value chain. Because of this, millions of buyers and sellers are unable to join the existing e-commerce model. ONDC, or Open Network for Digital Commerce, is a Government of India-backed initiative. It is a network-based open protocol that will transform the e-commerce landscape in India by connecting all the buyers and all the sellers on the same network. This happens through an interoperable protocol that allows the unbundling of the e-commerce value chain. This will freely enable the buyer using one app to transact with a seller listed from another app, as long as both the apps are in the ONDC network. ONDC is similar to how UPI works for digital payments, where a sender and a receiver can have different banks and can also be using different apps, but they will still have a transaction. Likewise, on the ONDC, the buyer and the seller can be in different apps and can still have a transaction. ONDC is designed to bring the next big revolution to the e-commerce industry. Let's understand how the typical buyer would benefit from ONDC. A buyer can connect with the network through a chat, a widget, an app, or an IVR solution, or even a website, basically any type of application, and search for the item. The ONDC gateway checks the multi-domain registry and broadcasts the search to a large number of sellers as per the category of item search. These sellers can be listed on any app on the network. Search results show the buyer multiple options to choose from. The buyer picks the one that they like the most. They then look for delivery options. The gateway broadcasts a request with their location details as well as of the sellers to all logistic providers that serve at both locations. Search results show multiple delivery options to pick from. They can choose sellers who can deliver the product themselves, or they can also choose another delivery service provider. They can pick the best option. They then go to the checkout page and confirm the details before making the payment through their preferred mode of payment and complete the transaction, and the money is received by both parties. That was smooth, right? Let's see another example where a buyer needs to order multiple products and services. Raj is moving to Kerala for work and he needs to buy a few suitcases, a flight ticket, of course, of basic Malayalam, and has to book a homestay. Without ONDC, he would have to do this with at least 4 different apps. With ONDC, he can log on to any of these apps of his choice and book all of these in a single checkout experience. Now, let's see how sellers would benefit from ONDC. With ONDC, sellers get low-cost access to complete value chain. A seller has to register only once through any of the app on the network and become accessible to the entire buyer universe through all the applications on the network. Sellers on ONDC can choose what terms and conditions they want to work on. All of these advantages lead to the increased profitability for the sellers. In today's platform-centric world, the sellers face the risk of getting replaced by the alternatives the platform have to offer, due to which they lose access to the buyer universe. ONDC, on the other hand, eliminates the risk of replacement. The seller can move to the next seller app and hence not lose visibility to any buyer, in which case all buyers can continue to see them. Sellers also maintain a network-wide reputation, which means the reputation will stay intact even when they join through a different seller app. With ONDC, sellers would also get a rich business enhancement analytics from the seller app to derive actionable insights into their business. As a technology company, you can list yourself as a technology provider on the ONDC network. With that, you instantly become discoverable to a large number of other apps present on the network. Let's understand this with an example. Let's say you have built an image processing based catalog creation tool and you list your technology solution with ONDC. Seller apps on the network can leverage your technology to build catalogs for their sellers. A seller just clicks a picture of the product and the item gets automatically identified in multiple languages. He adds the pricing details and repeats this process for other products to instantly create a catalog. As a technology provider, this gives you an instant monetization opportunity via different engagement models. Isn't this a powerful way to boost your go-to-market strategy and scale your business in no time? So how do you become a part of ONDC network? The benefits of growing reach: you can join a buyer application and get your buyer base to use your application to buy from any seller on the ONDC network. You can join as a seller application and have your merchants and sellers access a large buyer base already present on the network. You can even join as a gateway and broadcast search queries from the buyer app to seller apps in a specific domain or in a location, or you can also join as a technology provider and become instantly accessible to a large number of e-commerce players who can use your technology. ONDC is an initiative by DPIIT Ministry of Commerce, Government of India. The network is being managed by a non-profit company backed by an institution of national reputation. The initiative is being guided by the Advisory Council made up of stalwarts. ONDC is a truly made in India digital revolution and is being driven by an experienced leadership team. Currently, Bangalore has taken up the ONDC apps, where Paytm, MyStore, Spice Money have been onboarded as buyer apps, and a whole set of apps like Seller App, UShop, Digi8 are on the seller side. Apps like Launcher, Dunzo are their logistic partners, although giants like Amazon and Flipkart are not yet taken up ONDC. So I hope you guys liked our video. For more content, please do like, share and subscribe. And if you want us to talk about any topics, please do mention it in our comment section. Thank you.